What
Welcome,
up?
Save the
What
Date,
up?
back with another episode. Doing something different today. It's more of a shoot the breeze episode where you just can listen to Jay and I talk about several relevant topics related to Save the Date or dating. Before we get started, check us out on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at Save the Date Now. Always open to questions, suggestions, ideas, and just following for good clipped content from us. So, guys, there's a new app in town, and it ain't Reggie Hammond. About to go into my big L. Pieces of my people of the corn.
40.
And the name of the app is actually the T app. Complex just dropped it. It's a new app, lets women warn each other about men in their city, and it's called T Dating Advice. And Jay and I just talked about it because it keeps coming up in our respective Instagram feeds. And I think this app is interesting because we're seeing now how technology keeps just pushing in slowly but surely into the dating world, into Americans' dating life. And this is just another method in which people can use and leverage technology either to protect themselves or to vilify others. Now, we know with rating apps, Facebook started off as a hot or not kind of app where you would just rate people. They have pluses in that they can attract attention to you and they can big you up. I mean, if you're on a hot or not app and you keep getting hot, that makes you look good. If you're on a hot or not app
And you're on the not side.
and you're on the not side, welcome to hell. This ain't the Terror Dome.
Mess up your whole program.
Your man Clarence Williams III comes out like
legit. Yes. Welcome to hell.
I mean, seriously, you are now living in a nonstop bully world where if you're a not and people clip your image, they talk about you on their Instagram pages, TikTok pages, or whatever social media presence they have, and they're talking about your ugliness. And then some people will do it well-intentioned, like, see a picture of this guy, and they'll have the picture of the picture. Let me tell you why he's getting a lot of knots in the Hot or Not app. Look at this tie. Look at this. Look at his hair.
Right.
They will just find ways to pick apart and allow you to be integrated into their either critiques of dating culture, like we do, or critiques of style, critiques of looks, the top 10 ways you can improve your looks if you're this guy, all of this various content that we now live off of because guess what? You got to feed the machine. You got to feed the algorithm. So if you're on the not side, it sucks. But I imagine the same thing with this T app. If women potentially are giving advice about men in their city, or especially to warn, how many of these stories are being vetted to be true and accurate? How many of these stories are being told because guess what? I'm selling content. I could be basically just giving people narratives and stories that pinch or touch a nerve, rather, and allow people to become interested in what I'm publishing on this app. Now, again, we don't know all the details. There may be a vetting system, so this is not a critique of the app. We are not saying the app shouldn't exist. There's a citizen app that exists for a reason.
Maybe you're not saying it should exist.
I'm not saying, hear me out, right? The citizen app is for warning people. I know some people who rolled off the citizen app because so many warnings were coming about what's happening locally that they found themselves becoming too anxious to do anything in their local immediate area. They felt they had a good beat rather on what's happening, and they rolled off. I rolled off the Citizen app because it became a lot of just pings. Now, I'd love to have the Citizen app operating in the background, meaning if I wanted to go somewhere, let me see what's happening locally in that area. What are the citizen journalists in that area reporting? What are the residents of that area reporting? That's great. But just constantly have it on a ping. People do this with their text messages. Ping, emails. You always just feel like you're being dragged into a conversation when you're trying to focus on sometimes just living your life, sitting in Central Park, taking in the sun. And now you got your phone in your hand and you're not absorbing or taking in what's happening to you in your immediate environment. So I'm not saying the app shouldn't exist. I'm just saying, how are we managing stories about people in a way that's, as we always say here with Dr. Donna Hicks' work, promoting dignity. And the second thing we'll talk about is being honest. Recognizing that all stories have, like the Rashomon movie, different aspects to it. All events have different sides that need to be told. I'm not even concerned that the other side's not being told because sometimes it just creates a narrative clash. But really, how are people treating situations and most importantly, people with dignity if there's an app where you can warn somebody? I just want to know that it's accurate. And we as Black people have dealt with instances of being told, oh, so-and-so did X, and someone ended up being tortured on a tree because of it. So let's just talk about, this whole idea of warning. I mean, what's your take on it?
I'm saying it shouldn't exist as is. If we can't vet the
But we don't know.
stories,
But we don't know if it can vet or not, because I don't
well,
have
no,
to.
you can't. You can't.
You saw the details.
People anonymously leave comments, so you don't even know who's talking about it, and you don't even know who's leaving comments because it's all anonymous information. But the thing is, because you can't vet, because it's been verified that the app does pay for sponsored content, people are being paid to put up false comments and things
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. As is, it should not exist. And I think as is, like these are the type, to me, and I'm really big, these are the types of initiatives that I feel like women need to include men on. The fact that only women can join and only women can give information about X, Y, and Z, to me, is a problem. That's an echo chamber that can misinform and mislead a lot of people about somebody or something. And I'm saying, because it's not something, these stories are 100% verifiable, because these people are not, like, you can't put names or you can give anonymous information or comments and tips. I feel like it shouldn't exist as is. Now, I did do some background on it. I found out that it was created by a guy who just found out that his mom was getting catfished or whatever, and talking to people in jail.
Criminal records,
and I guess he just felt like he wanted to step in and create a better environment for her. Which, to me, that in and of itself is not a bad deal. But what it's turned into seems to be a problem. And that's what I feel like is why I say it shouldn't exist as is. If we were able to verify the stories, if people had to put their name and their face on a comment or some type of allegation, and there was people on there to refute it or to at least tell their side, to me that would seem like it's more of a more fair use. But the fact that it's one-sided. But did you know that there's a male version too?
No, I also think of, when I think of this app, Rip-Off Report. I don't know if you remember that back in the aughts. There was a website called Rip-Off Report where you could really literally post stories about companies that were just scams, or people who did not fulfill their contractual obligations to deliver a product or a service. Especially, this was important for small businesses. I knew somebody who was on there because he had done some bad business with an individual, and it just got out of hand. They went on the Rip-Off Report. Someone else I know might have been on Rip-Off Report. You could have paid to push it down. So there was other things that emerged. This is really before social media became more of the platform from how we link and connect on the internet. When it was just static, websites still had their place alongside social media. Websites or social networking sites, not social media. App culture.
Yeah.
Before the advent of
Web 2.0
internet phones.
Internet
phones and mobile browsing. This is what this reminds me of to some extent. What, again, like you, I'm just concerned that you get a report and it spreads, and now you're on the defensive to combat a narrative that can be completely false, or there's two sides to a story. And I believe part of the profits go to National Association
DV sites,
that's
DV
great.
Organizations,
that's great for donations. Love that. But you were saying there's a site for men.
It's called T-Born. That was the app. And I was going to stop you when you were talking about the T app, because you said it's bullying at its finest. Well, with the gentleman's app, the app for guys, T-Born, it actually didn't take wings, because what happened was women started to review bomb it, and they were saying things because they found out what happened on is guys they weren't just leaving comments, they were posting video like, oh, you think your girl is goody two shoes? I got video of her getting cracked by the whole squad. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I feel like they could have did without the video. They could, or that's something they like. If you're gonna pull at that, y'all could have talked about that offline. You didn't have to expose nobody with video, but it got review bombed, and they were using words like bullying, harassment, and it kind of went on the scene and went off just as quick as it came because of the reviews. And there was all women leaving. Now that's the thing with the T-Born app, both men and women could get on. With the T app, only men could get on. So women could get on. So it's like they, obviously, I feel like it was really petty to try to reproduce and replicate the T app to do the same thing. Like,
was there pigeons to their scrubs?
Pretty much. Yo, son, that pigeon song. Pigeons. Yo, bro, come on, bro. That No Pigeons joint was bananas. But anyway.
No, I don't want your girl.
son. But yeah, I
Um,
mean, I would say that is, to me, is petty. I don't feel like guys should have engaged in that kind of behavior to try and expose. Because I just feel like that's not what we do. We don't need to do all of that.
yeah, I
Like, if
mean,
you're gonna
yeah,
expose somebody, you go to somebody like an adult. Hey, listen, I don't know if you knew, but your girl was trying to get at me. But here's the thing with that: a lot of dudes ain't gonna have the integrity to stop that before it happens and go to a dude and be like, "Yo, listen, man."
yo, he gonna get the head.
Yeah, you know what
He
I'm
gonna get
saying?
service. He gonna get
And
service, and then he'll go, hey, listen, let me let you
that's
know,
what messes it
had
up
her in the
for
Audi,
exactly.
bent over. I said, let's go to the hotel. She told me the Audi.
Yeah,
Yo, your girl's a freak, son. And I'm
right.
honestly, son, I really regret what I did. Not really. I really regret what I did. Yeah, they're not gonna do all that. They're
You know what?
gonna.
I gotta say that's one thing I don't like about guys today is this whole one up, Mr. Steal Your Girl type energy.
Yeah, we
Real
my
like I
Trey songs.
really can't take that. Like it really irks me to no end, bro. But not the fact that it exists, because I feel like there's a competitive nature in us all. But there's a way to play the game. Like I told you
Yeah,
about my indiscretion years ago, and it was like you don't have like if somebody is in a relationship, yo, leave that alone. Leave it alone. If you know you're in a rotation and you're trying to make the best play and you're just being competitive, that's something different. But if somebody's taking a title, yo, just leave it alone. Whether they're respecting it or not, do the right thing and leave it alone.
yeah. I mean, I agree with you, and I mean, you even talked about not even sleeping with women that my boys have slept with before because it's just not before me because it just creates problems, and I never really know how people feel about people. It looks casual, but it may not be felt as casual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It
Let's
looks
talk about
casual,
that.
but it
Let's talk
may not
about
be
that.
felt as casual by
Right.
either parties.
Uh-huh. We
They're
calling it
just
a
going through it.
situationship, but
Yeah, they're going through. They're running their routes on the field for sure.
facts. No
But
doubt.
then I'm seeing that like,
But y'all telling us, or you
yes,
telling
it's
social
casual.
media is
And you're
casual.
moving that way, and you're moving that way, but you all just seem to always link up and always come back. And once I insert myself in that because I thought it was casual, and I actually wouldn't want to try to wife or whatever it is you think you're going to do, it just creates problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just you know what, all good, all good. And I think with the T-Born app, that was interesting. I think you're right. Posting videos is going to open up problems for you. I think the other piece about the T app, when I was talking about the T app, I wasn't talking about bullying. I wasn't talking about bullying in the sense of the hot or not app, and just kind of when you're on the downside of social media, like the woman who was the former police officer who apparently she had let allegedly the men in her
Oh yeah.
apartment
Police
run a train,
department.
yeah, and all
Yeah.
that. Once you're on the downside of social media, that is a weight you can't bear. It's one of the issues they say the kids have with bullying.
Uh-huh.
Bullying used to stop. At
Right.
3 p.m., he got to go. I got to go home.
Yeah.
I may see you out with your mom. You may do one of these things. Remember that shit? You niggas be like,
Yeah.
you
They'll
may do
jump
one of
at you.
those to me.
Yeah.
But,
But
you know,
social media, TikTok, that runs all day
yeah,
long.
it's ubiquitous and it's nonstop. And that's what drives people berserk because you got to get online now. I got to do online banking.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go on Twitter. Sometimes customer service is on Twitter.
I
Or
mean,
X.
listen, if you're under 21, I would say 50 to 60% of your day is online
Oh,
social media.
absolutely. Absolutely. And now with this T app, my challenge is just going back to T born. Once you start slinging mud like this, you're really opening yourself to be judged. It's almost like pop the balloon. When you go and pop the balloon and you start talking crazy, people are like, yo, let me find out your Instagram and let you know. Don't you ever. I mean, because people have some crazy comments,
Bro,
which is
they was
fine.
coming at your man, the
Cool.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle,
Oh
the
yeah,
plumber,
the
Aaron,
plumber.
bro, they was going at him.
Oh yeah,
But to your point about being on the downside of social media,
Yeah, when you're on the downside of social media, it's not pleasant. You're trying to hide, like literally, like we got to get you in the witness protection program.
well,
Change your
some
name,
people.
change your face.
Andrew Tate
No,
wasn't hiding. Kevin
oh,
Samuels wasn't hiding. Andrew
no, but
Tate
some
wasn't
people.
hiding.
But this is the thing: they were constructing their platform and their image and their brand for that type of heat.
Around,
That was
yeah.
the
Around the
engine
smoke, yeah.
that was going to move the ship forward. Some people are just a person who said something or did something and they were being natural, but it was a bad move, faux pas, or whatever they call it. And now someone's highlighted that and made it this, bigger, larger issue.
Mm-hmm.
And once it goes online, it never goes away. We know that to be true about, naked pictures, pornography. It
Yeah.
exists somewhere. It may not be in the popular or the zeitgeist of social media anymore, but it's there if someone wants to rehash it, reframe it, reimagine it, remix it. It's there for all of that.
Yeah. Smack it up, flip it, or rub it down. They could do
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
that
Oh
with it.
no, Literally, oh no.
Literally.
Literally, oh no.
Yeah, facts. It's, you was going in that promotion, that talk with your boss on Monday. It's like, oh, did you want to talk about this? Or
Exactly.
it's like, damn.
And I think the T app is just good. It has its positive benefits to me. I can see why he did it. The story resonates with me, but I'm just concerned that people's lives will be in danger and their dignity will be robbed. Now, for those who went on dates to rob other people's dignity and they're using this platform to, hey, you try to get at my dignity and now I need to protect other people, that's on you. It's going to be a check, and that's on you. Again, the issue is always just vetting to ensure that those stories are as close to accurate as possible.
Which we can't do. Because apparently they've already been, or there was an app like them that got sued for defamation because some of the things that were up there, they were, I guess the person found out, they reached out to the app and it was like, they kept it up there. And it was apparently impacting them in their community. So they sued them once. That one got dismissed, and then they sued him again and end up winning like a crazy lawsuit. So it's like, apps like this, bro, they got their time. They're gonna have its life cycle. The genesis of it, to your point, makes sense.
Yes.
Safety and dating, like, it's something that everybody wants to feel. I don't necessarily think it should be exclusive to women, but I understand him, creating it for that. Because there are more women who care about safety in that way. I think guys care about it too, but we think we can just,
fist fight our way out of
strength our way through anything.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not thinking about like, yo, okay, but she actually got 2 or 3 dudes bigger than you. So what you gonna fist fight your way out of? You didn't realize you was lined up.
No, brother. When I get angry, I get red. They talk about this in the jiu-jitsu
no
community.
doubt. Get green, get red, get blue, all the colors.
Especially black and blue. Oh, those are gonna be 2 favorite colors.
Because when the silver chrome come out, we gonna see what colors, what the colors really do.
Well, that's what they talk about in the jiu-jitsu martial arts community. For those who are trained fighters, you hear guys saying, "I don't need to fight, bro. You don't know. When I get going, I just see red." And it's like, all right, okay.
You gonna see that's red. It's your blood.
So I hope that there is just an opportunity to always build upon the app's story to create better mechanisms and stories and features that ultimately can not only just protect the people who are posting, but also ensure the accuracy and the dignity of those who are being posted.
Yeah, apparently somebody already lost their life about it in Detroit.
Really? What happened?
Apparently it was a guy up there. A woman was obviously talking about him, put some things up there that to him were false, and he went to go check it out. Bing, boom, bop.
He went to her and unalived her.
Like I'm assuming because it's anonymous information, she said something that only she would know.
Yeah, he would know.
And it got back to him. But that's the thing, like you'll have a thread, right? It's almost like X. You'll have a thread that starts with this name and what you do. Then under that, people just get to state they got the red flag, green flag. You pick one or the other, and then you leave your comment. And then people can comment on your comment. So it's like, let's say I said something like, yo, me and Heath always talk about the trolley of nonsense, right? But that's our inside thing. Obviously, only you and I would know that.
Yeah,
so if I put the comment on and somebody else starts chiming in on it, I know that they must know us. They've been around us because me and you are the only people who talk about that.
Yeah.
So you would know that it's somebody who's been up on us and spent like significant time around us. So I guess he must have found out who it was, went to go see about it, bing, boom, bop. And that's the thing, man.
So
even
sorry to hear that.
For real. And that's the thing. It's like we think sometimes we're just giving information. You got to be careful with information that you think you're exposing or leaking about people, especially if it's more anecdotal and your opinion about this person.
Yeah. And I mean, even if you're talking about the facts of a date, because we know dates go bad and people have all these dating, these horrible dating scenarios, you can put it out there, tell your truth, especially if you feel like, this is a guy you need to be careful of because of how he moves. You totally want that. You want people to be warned and be aware, be informed.
I hear you, but if you can't back that up with anything significant, you shouldn't even allege that.
Well, I'm talking about where it does go really bad. And some dates We know that statistically, historically, they go really bad. And I'm talking about violence and other forms of negative interactions. And you may be trying to warn somebody, don't associate with this dude because this is how he gets down. And someone may get on, yo, I went on a date with him too, yada, yada, yada. Obviously, this is what they were doing T-Born. Now, T-Born, we don't know. Maybe, again, I think sometimes guys, I mean, you've stressed this on this podcast, don't think about it in terms of safety. But
they don't think in terms of like women do. I think they think about safety. They just don't think about it like women do. They don't think to vet a situation.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't think we're on the same page. I'm saying it my way. You obviously you're.
I got you.
Saying, but that's exactly what I'm saying. They're not vetting. They're not saying, "Oh, she said to meet up at 2 a.m. She'll come down to my car." I'm not thinking.
Yo, Hassan might be waiting around the corner.
Yeah, and just be like, "Yo,
yeah, you
what's
thinking
good?
about?
You all right? No, I'm right, man. You thinking he's some panhandler in the middle of the night, even him off, and he's like, "Oh, you about to get waved off, all right?"
Waving the 4-4.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
like you said, they would just be thinking about the head she promised or clapping the cheeks. They not thinking about why would she ask me to come? What girl normally asks you to come over at 2 a.m. but you can only meet them outside? And you know what I mean? Like, come on, think about it.
No,
think about it.
Yeah. And I think they'll think about safety when they hear a story like, damn, this happened to my dude. He went somewhere. This is why I'm telling guys, when you go from the club and you get her home, make sure you boom, 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 boom. So it'll be like street knowledge, sessions between men. But to globalize it and formalize it in an app where there's all these features and mechanisms, so now we're going to codify this and make sure it lives on the internet so that it spreads like wildfire and other people know, stay away from a woman who lives here. And you guys talk about this, women who are the projects who got you in there, you get on the elevator, niggas is like, oh, you going to see Sharika? Take everything off.
At the front door, before you even get in the checks, bro. They saw you when you was coming off the bus. Yeah, so she told them you was coming.
Yeah, so, you're getting lined up. Now, that is, again, a part of our street knowledge stories, our man-to-man stories. Yeah. But I think you're right. No man would think about how do we globalize this? How do we formalize this and make sure that all men who are going to the Palladium, the Tunnel, Tao, or any of these places, they know not to go here with her? Because some men are just like, well, yo, you don't have to go to the project at 2 a.m. Like, yo, I know a bunch of dudes who done gone places, got some buns, got in their car and drove home. Why are you telling me not to go there?
Right. Especially when I know you've done it.
Yeah, exactly. And you're standing right in front of me.
Exactly.
So I think you're right. Safety is talked about, but it's just it's a different culture of safety than it is for women. I agree with that. Absolutely. No doubt. And I'm glad you highlighted that and mentioned that.